What's happening to Stellantis? Once a titan of Italy's automotive industry, the company is now facing its lowest production levels in nearly 70 years. Stellantis, with its historic Fiat plants and world-renowned models, has seen a dramatic collapse in output, falling by over 35% in just 1 year. This production slump has signaled deep structural problems that are shaking the entire industry. Is this the end of Stellantis' era? And what are the reasons behind this collapse? In this video, we'll unpack the factors behind this collapse, from global tariffs to the growing demand for electric vehicles. So, stay with us and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Stellantis, which is a multinational automotive company, is facing the worst times of its production since 1956. Stellantis has operated several factories in Italy and has made legendary vehicles, such as the compact Fiat 500, luxury Maserati models, including the Gran Turismo sports car. In the first quarter of 2025, Stellantis built just 109,900 vehicles, a drop of over 35% from the same period last year. To put it bluntly, it's a stunning collapse for a country once considered a powerhouse of automotive manufacturing. This isn't a one-plant issue. Every one of Stellantis' 6 assembly facilities in Italy reported major production declines. The Pomigliano plant, which builds the Dodge Hornet for the US market, saw output plunge by 80%. Casino, where some Alfa Romeo models are made, was down almost 46%. And the Mirafiori plant in Turin, once a symbol of Italian automotive excellence, has slowed to a crawl. Apart from a supply chain hiccup, it's a deeper structural problem. And while Stellantis has pledged €2 billion in Italian investments this year, union leaders aren't holding their breath. According to the FIM-CSL union, there's little hope for a production rebound before 2026 if things go well. So, what's causing the collapse? There is more than one reason. One of the most immediate culprits is weak demand, especially for electric vehicles, which were supposed to be the big future play. Stellantis has rolled out new EVs like the Fiat 500e, hoping to lead the transition. But Italian buyers haven't exactly jumped on board. Despite the hype, the appetite for EVs just isn't strong enough to support high-volume production, at least not yet. Recent reports make it clear that Italian consumers are hesitant. They're worried about things like range, charging infrastructure, and most of all, prices. Even generous government incentives haven't been enough to tip the scales. But over the past couple of years, the EV transition has wobbled. Governments have scaled back financial incentives for EV buyers. Sales growth has tapped the brakes, and the auto industry is having second thoughts about some of the investment plans that were predicated on a more rapid shift to electric vehicles. For Stellantis, this means factories like Mirafiori, which builds the 500e, are running below capacity, or not at all. It's a tough spot. They've made big EV bets, but the market hasn't shown up. That gap between planning and reality is a key reason production is spiraling downward. Second, let's look beyond Europe, because global trade tensions are playing a major role. On April 3, 2025, the US rolled out new auto import tariffs, hitting foreign-built cars with a 25% levy, plus a broad 10% tariff on many goods. And that's just the start. Country-specific tariffs kicked in a few days later, creating a tangled web of new costs and red tape. Now, while Stellantis' Italy output isn't solely reliant on US exports, certain models like the Dodge Hornet are built in Italy for the American market. The Pomigliano plant, where the Hornet is assembled, saw production collapse by 80% in Q1. That's not a coincidence. These tariffs directly impact pricing competitiveness, making Italian-made vehicles harder to sell in the US. Even if the volume of exports to America isn't massive, the uncertainty around trade policy affects investment decisions, supply chains, and overall confidence. Stellantis chairman John Elkann has warned that rising trade barriers are one of the biggest threats to stabilizing production. In a globalized industry, no factory is truly isolated, and when trade routes get choked, even plants in Italy feel the impact. Another pressure point is China. Chinese automakers are flooding the European market with affordable, high-tech electric vehicles, and they're eating into everyone's market share, including Stellantis. Brands like BYD, NIO, and MG are coming in fast with sleek EVs that undercut European prices by thousands of euros. They're not just budget options anymore. They're competitive on performance, range, and tech. Stellantis's Italian-made EVs are suddenly expensive and outdated in comparison. This is forcing European automakers into a defensive crouch. They're cutting prices, slowing production, and scrambling to make their EVs more appealing. But that's not a quick fix. It's a long game, and in the meantime, factories are being told to pause output or scale down. According to a Stellantis report from January 2025, Stellantis simply can't match the cost efficiency or production speed of Chinese firms. In short, Stellantis is getting squeezed by rising costs at home and aggressive pricing from abroad. That's a brutal combo for an automaker in transition, and it's one more reason production in Italy is falling off a cliff. Next up is the shifting regulatory landscape. Moving from gas-powered cars to electric sounds straightforward, but the policies driving that shift? Not so much. In Europe, especially in Italy, emissions regulations are evolving rapidly, sometimes faster than manufacturers can adapt. There's a lack of clarity around how soon internal combustion engines will be phased out, whether hybrids still count toward emissions targets, and what compliance even looks like post-2025. Stellantis, like every other major automaker in Europe, is trying to build a future-proof lineup, but the rules keep changing. This uncertainty creates real production consequences. Factories that once focused on gas-powered models are either retooling, waiting on parts, or pausing until it's clear what direction the market is taking. That's part of why output in Italy has slumped. You can't mass-produce cars when you're not sure which ones will be legal to sell in 2 years. Union leaders, like Ferdinando Uliano of FYM-CISL, are calling for a review of EU targets. Their message is that if the pace of regulation doesn't match consumer readiness, workers and factories will pay the price. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. Another reason is the deliberate slowdowns. Stellantis is choosing to scale back, at least temporarily, and that is because they're in the middle of restructuring to focus on higher-margin, premium EVs. Take the Mirafiori plant again. It didn't just slow down, it stopped altogether late last year and stayed idle until January. The Modena facility, which makes Maserati's MC20 supercar, saw production fall nearly 80% year over year. That seems more like a strategic pause. Stellantis has made it clear that its future lies in premium electric vehicles, not low-margin mass production. That means retooling facilities, shifting workers, and re-engineering parts of the business. They've pledged €2 billion in Italian investments for this pivot, focusing on brands like Alfa Romeo, Jeep, and Lancia. Summing up the video, Stellantis is facing a crisis unlike anything we've seen in decades, with production slumping to levels not seen since 1956. From global trade barriers and weak EV demand to competition from Chinese automakers, it's clear that the company is battling multiple pressures. Despite pledging investments and shifting focus to premium EVs, the road ahead remains uncertain. What do you think? Will Stellantis continue to fall behind? Is this the beginning of the end of Italy's automotive legacy? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.